Hey everybody, how's things going in the world? Today I want to talk to you something that I find very important, especially when you're young. I mean, between the age of 20, 30, 35, and that's satisfaction in your job. I mean, when you just start out, there are a lot of bullshit jobs out there with minimum pay, not a whole lot of reward and respect. And before you know it, you can end up in a dead end job that you can do for years and doesn't get you any further. Well, that might be how we all start out. Of course, you need to start somewhere, so I will not go into that. Everybody has to start somewhere. But jobs that eat you alive, doing something that you don't like for a long time, pretending you're something that you're not, that will eat away at your own personality, you know. Will eat away your energy level. It will change the way you look at the world. And I'm just talking from my own personal experience. If I go back to my early job, there was nothing. But what I do before I started the job, I kind of traveled the world for 1.5 years. And the world, I mean Asia. You know, I traveled there because I met somebody there and I had friends there. I did my internship there. So, you know, business turned into pleasure and pleasure turned right back to business. So I actually started working around 27, which is kind of late. But the fun that I had between, let's say, 24 and 27, that was very beneficial for me because I did that. It's like, check, I did that, now let's move on. I finished my university in business informatics, and I found a job for 18 hours in the week. So I really started with minimum amount of hours. It was barely enough to pay my gas bill, but I started. And just because of character and responsibilities and everything that I took on myself and showed my colleagues, I was able to grow into 32 hours. While I did that, I could finally rent a place, live on my own, and kind of start a life. Before that, I had 1.5 years to 2 years that I lived on my own already, so I already got a taste of it. So I know kind of what direction I wanted to go, what I needed and what I also didn't need. That job, by the time I got 32 hours, I was already kind of bored with it. So actually when I finally got to a point where I could start on my own, I was already fed up with the job because it wasn't something that I really liked. It was, just not something that really spoke to my imagination, you know. Plus, I was 27, 28 at the time, and I worked with 50-year-old people. It's just a different generation. Well, I can talk to those kind of people, and we get along pretty well, but you know, in the end of the day, you also want to be around young people, you know, because young people also can inspire you. So long story short, I worked there for a year, 1.5 years, and I started feeling miserable, you know, really physically miserable as well. I started getting depressed ideas and like, oh man, this is it. I went to school for so many years and this is it. And I never really thought to look further and take the risk to move to a different job. Well, at the moment that I was about to switch a job, then I got a new offer within the same company to take on a different job, like a different position. I'm the kind of guy that just say, yeah, let's do it, I'll go for it. I mean, if you tell me you have confidence in me that I can do it, I know I can do it. I'll show you, you know? And that has nothing to do with your personal happiness. It's more of pleasing the people around you and kind of forgetting about yourself. And that's a very important lesson that I learned. So I did that job another 2.5 years. I started with nothing, like not even a proper instruction. There was basically nothing taken care of. Just from the one and the other day, I was responsible for basically running a whole system that multiple people, 40 to 60 people worked in full time, and making sure that everything went the correct way. So that was tough. but it taught me a lot. It gave me a lot of challenges, but again, it's not something that I really wanted to do. So then I got a basis, and that's like application manager or application managing of an application. Doesn't make me a manager, but I'm just managing the application and everything that comes with it. So after a couple of years of working experience, I thought to myself, there should be more. You deserve it. You can do better than this. So I did. Also because other people encouraged me to do that. Then I ended up in another company, and on the outside it all looked gravy and nice, and it looked like a real fine opportunity for me to grow personally and also in the field. But when I finally got there, it kind of doomed on me like 2, 3, 4 weeks into the project that I was just a tool, just to keep the operational things going. And in the meanwhile, other people could have the nice projects done. So the continuation of the company was not in danger. That company worked with a lot of people that they hired. So, just the operational stuff, that was good enough for me to do. And for all the rest, all the interesting stuff to keep you in the dark, that kind of situation. And some personal things happened that year as well that had big impact on me. So all that coupled together just was another tough year for me. That was 2 years ago. Eventually, I stayed there for about 10 months. Because after 10 months, I was done pretending that I liked it and that I felt at home, which I said always in the beginning. Because, I'm a hard hat and I'm a fighter. I'm not going to show you my weaknesses. I'm not going to tell anybody that I think you're a fucking asshole or that I don't like my job. It's all good. It's all part of the experience of growing up, and it's all part of getting real work experience, So I'm not going to pass that up. I'm only going to say something when it stays for that for months and I don't see any kind of improvement. So long story short, those 10 months, after 10 months, it was like, you know what? I couldn't give a shit no more about none of you people and whatever happens here, because they already saw that in me. Because you break down over time. So that's kind of a long introduction to what it is that I really want to say. And that is satisfaction in your job is very important. It's very important. Because with the wrong type of job, it will cost you so much energy. And every evening you will feel just empty and completely snapped out of it. You don't even have the energy no more to go to a sporting event or maybe meet your friends. You just want to sit somewhere and watch Netflix and open up a couple of cans of beer and don't think about that day and don't think about the fact that you have no idea how to get out of it. But you can. If your job really makes you miserable, that's not good. That's not healthy. It also mentally will do some damage to you, and it will do some damage to the people around you. Because you feel, and in my case I also felt, I was losing myself. I was always taught to, pursue something and do better, and each year do better and get your certificates and get this and get that appointment. And if that position is open, go for it and show them something, And that's all good and everything, but you can't always be on the offensive side all the time, because it will drain you out, especially if it's not from your, not from yourself, not from your real heart. So it's difficult sometimes to find a job that gives you satisfaction. If so, try to stick it out, try to see what makes you tick and gives you motivation and energy, and look for a job more towards that direction, I would say. And don't try to be a people's pleaser, Be nice, be courteous as much as you can, but don't try to please the people around you and think about yourself last. And I don't mean being an asshole, but just be true to yourself. I mean, when you're 20 years old here in the West, you have to work another 40, 45 years. Maybe even more if you don't have your finances in order. That's a horrible horrible idea of thinking about that stuff when you're so young and you have still so much energy and so much potential, and you're wasting it every day under artificial light in front of a screen. Your colleagues don't really care about you. You don't have much to talk about with your colleagues, and you're just sitting there pissing your life away. That's horrible. And I went through that stuff, and it's really sad, but at the same time, it also makes you stronger. It also makes you believe you never want to go that route again. I'm still in the same field of IT, but now I do something within a team. Of course, it's still stressful from time to time, but it's not like heartbreaking or burning me down mentally no more. Because I also figured out, I'm 35 now, work is always going to be work. You're replaceable if needed. If somebody doesn't like you or whatever, you can be gone in no time. There ain't nothing you can do about it. You can fight it all the way, but you just need to have a plan B. But again, to job satisfaction, if you can't find it in your job, have a hobby, have another plan, have something that gives you energy. I hear the term burnout so many times, also from people around my age, early 30s to mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s, all people that are burned out because they have a family, because they have a demanding job, because they also still don't want to miss out. They want to go to festivals. They want to have a couple of hobbies, want to have a couple of kids. You're not going to be able to do all of that. We all got only 24 hours in a day. That's it. So, be realistic. Think about your future. Think about what it is that you want. Stop pleasing everybody around you. Stop pleasing your colleagues. Stop pleasing your parents. Stop pleasing your girlfriend or boyfriend. Just think about what you want to do. And again, not being an asshole, but taking care of yourself mentally. Taking care of yourself mentally so you can keep on doing this day in, day out. Because otherwise every day feels like a battle, and you don't have the energy for that. I don't care how young you are, it's gonna burn you out. So, job satisfaction is very important, and especially in this COVID-19 situation, maybe you got layoff, you got a new chance here to maybe build up something else. And maybe you used to be a manager, you need to go back 1 or 2 steps. It's okay, you've been there. That experience, nobody can take that away from you. That gives you a certain edge, that gives you some opportunities. And, it's not the end of the world not being a manager. Maybe you're back in the field again. Maybe you can learn some new skills that you never thought you could do or have the time for. Every situation has its ups and its downs. What I think is very important, and the message I want to spread today is job satisfaction is very important. It's not overrated, and especially when you're in the field of working and you still have so many years to go, please find something to do that you like. And if you can't find it in your job and you have a stable job and you're a good provider for your family or whatever, because there need to be a certain financial stability, I applaud you for that. But find something you want to do. One of my hobbies is video editing. I love the process of being creative. I love the fact of thinking of a concept, working it out, and just go with it. That's just a certain type of creativity that I don't have in my real work, because it's all kind of strict along certain guidelines. And I don't mind that, it's not like I'm bothered with it. But I'm a creative person, I believe. And what's in my mind, I can put it on paper, or I can think about a certain concept and I follow it and I make it happen and I turn it into a video. And I can always look back on it. I see the reactions. I see people liking it, viewing it. Because, what's in my mind I want to share. And I don't care if 1 or 2 people listen to it or not. I just want to share. And, I'm a fighter. I keep on going. And maybe one day it will turn into something. Who knows? I know I have something to say. I know I have a certain background. And my life experience I just want to share, if possible. So, that's basically it. I hope you find it interesting. I hope you can take something away from this and say, yeah, I should change this job, or I should find a hobby, or I should meet some friends. Something, that gives you energy instead of takes energy from you. Because it's also very sad that so many people have burnouts. And there is a big reason for that. One of the things might be social media. You know, I'm also using social media, YouTube mainly, but I stay away from Facebook and Twitter and all that open sewer that's called social media. I don't need that. I'm not looking for that, because that's only painting a picture of how life could be, and it's all painted, you know, in a certain light that you think people are successful and people are happy, but they're not posting their moments that they're low, you know, because life has ups and downs, and they don't share their low moments because nobody is that real, you know. So yeah, again, thanks for listening. Next podcast, we're going to talk about the importance of having a good childhood and how that reflects on your life later on. And yeah, thanks for listening. Stay happy, stay healthy. Peace out.